So you've just finished your run. Now what? Most runners either skip this part or rush through it. But if you want to feel better, recover faster, and stay injury-free, let me show you what I do after every run. Let's start with calves, and I actually prefer to do it with a wall. There are a couple of variations that you can do this, especially outside. You can step on a staircase or like on a little step and then stretch it like this, go a little bit forward. But because at home I don't actually have anything similar, I prefer to do it with the wall. So in order to do it with the wall, I stand next to the wall, put one leg behind, kind of push the wall, and then just go forward with my torso. I will just lower down a little bit until I feel a good stretch, and then I'll stay here for a minute. Now I will try to go down a little bit, but not too far. You don't want to stretch too much to the point where it hurts. All you want to do is to feel the stretch and then make your body comfortable in that position. Once your body is comfortable, it will relax a little bit and you'll be able to stretch it out a bit more. So we do it the same way for 2 legs. Go a little bit down, and the first one is good to go. Now, it's also very important to stretch these muscles. And specifically, if you sit a lot, you will have this problem. You sit and you run and it hurts all the time. I have this problem, and so there are 2 stretches that I do, 2 very specific stretches. One of the stretches is getting your leg up high like this and then trying to get it as high as possible. You might already feel the stretch, but I actually don't feel anything here, so I have to move it to the left, and then I will feel a very good stretch on this side here, specifically in this area. Now I will do this one for a minute as well, each leg. So we do it like this, then we do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. This one up and to the right. Sometimes it's not intuitive to find a position, and so what you need to do is experiment a little bit until you really feel the stretch in the muscle that you need to feel. Now, this is one way to do this, and the other way to do this is with the couch. There are many more variations how to do this. It's just the way I prefer to do this, and I found the best results with this. We need to get into a very similar position. We need to get our leg up like this, and then put it down like this, and then we need to go down. Sometimes it hurts a little bit. I especially find it painful in this area, but not the muscles. Like I hit some sort of nerves in this position. So if I ever get pain in that area, I will just have to raise my knee up like this again, then try to lower it down, and usually the pain disappears, and then I'm able to go really down and really stretch that muscle. And you can very much feel it over here. We do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. Get it up, put the knee down, and then go forward like this. Don't try to push it if it hurts. In these positions, start with laying down first. Now the third stretch is called side lunges. We're going to stretch the inner thighs. So we need to get into a position like so, and then we have to go down on one leg, and you will really feel the stretch over here on the inside there. I also try to kind of go down with my body, with my torso, and it really helps. Now it's important to be very slow with your knees, because sometimes I'm a little bit too fast, my knee cracks, it's so painful. Just do it very slow. We do exactly on the other leg. Go down, it wasn't a knee, it was something else. We go over there. Really feel the stretch. Now one thing you can do is you can go from one side to the other, but once again be careful with your knees. If your knees aren't very powerful, then don't do it like so. Just get up and then go down. Next we need to do a quad stretch. Sometimes it's better to do it with the wall as well, because you need to find stability, because you have to stand on one leg. What you need to do is get your leg with the arm, stand straight, and pull the leg with the arm. In order to find a stability in this position on one leg, you need to stare at a certain point and don't move. Sometimes, in order to make the stretch even better, I try to give resistance with my leg a little bit, so that it actually makes the stretch a little bit better. Now I do 1 minute per leg as well. Sometimes the wall helps because you can catch stability with the wall so that you don't waste your energy on trying to find balance. Of course, it's better to stand straight, but if you cannot do it without a wall, go ahead and use the wall. Next is a hip flexor stretch. In order to do it, we need to go very wide and basically do it like this. And some people like to, have different variations. They put a leg like so, they raise the lower knee, many variations. Whatever works best for you, works best for you. What works best for me is actually not static, but when I move. In this case, I actually wouldn't just do it here. I would actually go in the hallway and I would start it from here. So I would go down to like this. Oh yeah, you can really feel the stretch. Usually I do this outside while I'm working out, in the pauses between the working out. There's more space outside. It's just the atmosphere is definitely better than doing it at home. So if you have an opportunity, do this outside. Next, we need to stretch our hamstrings. In order to do this, we need to get on a mat. We need to get one of the legs straight. The other one needs to be bent like so. And it's going to stretch the hamstrings. The best way to stretch is to try to connect your belly with your foot. So you don't actually try to reach it with your shoulders or with your arms, but with the belly. And therefore you will keep your back straight. If you don't keep your back straight, it's going to arch. And of course you can stretch like so. It's always better to keep the back straight, try to reach it with your belly. So we do 1 minute each. Sometimes I don't care, and sometimes I will go like so. It's not a problem at all. It's just you get a better stretch if you keep your back straight. Another stretch is with our feet. Oftentimes when we run, and it's actually to prevent injury in the future, when we run, we usually run and our leg goes like that. And we can really either tear the muscle apart or we can stretch it out in a bad way that you will not be able to walk on that leg. Try to get it sideways and then try to put a little bit of pressure. If it's painful, don't put pressure. Just start very slow. To be honest, I lose grip and my leg goes like this pretty often during the runs, but because I stretch it in my free time, I never get any kind of injuries. So we do one, we do another one. Now, sometimes, like in a Russian school, I also do it the opposite way, and then I walk like a bear, like that. Don't have to do it, but I like to do it. It just keeps the mobility. Now, the last stretch and one of the most important stretches is a psoas stretch. It's a muscle that connects your lower back with your leg. Usually, if you do not stretch it, your body becomes kind of like a question mark, like so, because that muscle really kind of holds it in. Now, the way we stretch it is we go in this position and we raise the opposite arm to the front leg. So right leg, left arm. We raise it up and we turn pinky to the sky. And we try to reach the sky with the pinky. And then we also try to go down. And you should really feel the stretch over here. And then the lower you go, the more stretch you will feel. Once again, you might need a bit adjustment to your body and the way you feel things, but I really feel a very good stretch in this position. Now, we just do the opposite side, arm up, like so, and let's go down. Now, why is it important to stretch? Well, let me tell you a story. You've probably heard of a man called David Goggins. If you have not, research him. As he was doing these almost impossible sounding physical things, at one point of his life he thought that he just started dying. He didn't have any energy, he had a lot of pain, and he would just lay in bed and everything would hurt, like nothing would work. He would go to doctors, no one could do anything with him, nobody understood what was wrong with him, but it felt like he was just simply dying. I believe it happened while he was in the army, and there was a person that came into the army and kind of trained the army soldiers to stretch, and David just couldn't stretch at all. When David talked to that person said that he never saw anyone with that amount of stiffness, and he said to Goggins that he would need a lot of hours to stretch out, like 100, I believe it was like 100 plus hours, but I might be mistaken. I don't remember the exact numbers. So a lot of time David would need to stretch. And after David started stretching for 2 hours every day, he was able to free his body up and his body became normal again. He had energy again. It's important to stretch not only to prevent injuries or to avoid pain, but to actually keep yourself alive. Because if you don't do that, your body will just tighten up and it will feel like you'll be dying, and that's it. So this is the lesson from David Goggins. If you like this video, go ahead and click on this video here, and I will see you in that video. Thank you for watching.